Carrefour is one of the biggest names in global retail. It created the modern hypermarket back in 1963 and today operates thousands of stores across Europe, Latin America, the Middle East, and Asia. A few years ago, many believed Carrefour had lost its momentum. But today, the company is quietly reinventing itself. It is improving its business, reshaping its store network, and, most importantly for us, it is returning to India after more than a decade. So, what has changed? And can Carrefour succeed in India this time? Let's find out. Let's start with the numbers. Over the last 5 years, Carrefour has delivered steady revenue growth of around 4% every year. That may not sound spectacular, but in the mature grocery business, consistent growth is a sign of a strong business. In 2025, Carrefour generated sales of approximately 91.5 billion euros, an increase of nearly 3% compared with the previous year. However, there is another side to the story. While sales increased, profits fell sharply. Net income declined from 723 million euros to 319 million euros. Why? The biggest reasons were the cost of integrating recently acquired businesses in France, higher tax expenses, and currency fluctuations in markets such as Brazil and Argentina. So, customers are buying more, but the company is spending heavily to strengthen its future. Which markets are driving growth? Not every country is performing the same. Spain has emerged as Carrefour's strongest market, delivering impressive profit growth during 2025. France, the company's home market, is also becoming more stable after a difficult period. Other European markets continue to show healthy and consistent performance. Latin America, however, has faced pressure. Interestingly, the challenge isn't weak customer demand. The biggest issue has been currency depreciation, which reduces reported profits even when stores perform well operationally. This highlights an important lesson in international retail. Sometimes, the biggest risk isn't the business itself, it's the economy and currency of the country you're operating in. What challenges does Carrefour face? Despite its progress, Carrefour still has important challenges. First, profitability remains under pressure. The grocery business operates on extremely thin margins, leaving very little room for mistakes. Second, Carrefour is simplifying its international portfolio. The company exited Italy in 2025 and is exploring options for its Romanian business. Rather than trying to compete everywhere, Carrefour wants to invest more in markets where it can become a clear leader. And finally, competition has never been tougher. Discount retailers continue to attract price-conscious customers, forcing traditional retailers to become more efficient every year. Carrefour's new growth strategy. So, how is Carrefour responding? The company is focusing on three major priorities. The first is private label. Carrefour wants almost 40% of its food sales to come from its own brands. Private labels improve margins while giving customers quality products at competitive prices. The second priority is smaller neighborhood stores. Instead of depending only on large hypermarkets, Carrefour plans to open around 1,750 convenience stores across France and Spain, along with new stores in Brazil. This reflects changing customer behavior. People increasingly prefer shopping closer to home and making smaller, more frequent purchases. The third priority is digital growth. Carrefour is investing heavily in e-commerce, retail media, and data-driven customer engagement to create new revenue streams beyond traditional retail. Now comes the most interesting part. Carrefour left India in 2014 after its wholesale business struggled under the country's retail regulations. This time, the approach is completely different. Instead of building everything on its own, Carrefour has partnered with Dubai-based apparel group through a franchise model. This allows the company to expand faster while reducing investment risk. The first stores are expected to open in North India, with formats ranging from approximately 8,000 to 30,000 square feet. The company has also strengthened its India leadership team ahead of the launch. This isn't simply a comeback. It is a completely new strategy designed around today's Indian retail market. And if executed well, Carrefour could become an important player in India's organized retail sector over the next few years. Carrefour's story is a reminder that even the world's largest retailers must constantly reinvent themselves. The company is improving profitability, investing in convenience, strengthening private labels, expanding digital capabilities, and making a carefully planned return to India. The question now is simple. Will Carrefour succeed where it couldn't a decade ago? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave your opinion in the comments, and if you enjoy learning about global retail strategies, subscribe to Retail Edge for weekly insights from the world's most influential retailers.